Hello and welcome to week 25 of the Country Garden Crochet Along, and this week we're going to make the first half of the ribbon stitch panel. This is quite a long stitch, so I split this panel into two. So how do we make it? Okay, so the ribbon stitch is a bit of an unusual one, and all the detail is on the back of your work. So you're going to need to turn over. So I'm working above the colourwork diamond stitch and your half double crochet square here. Excuse me. So we're going to be using two colours at one time. So I'm starting with our light green and I'm going to be carrying the medium green. Okay, so with the light green you're going to join into the second corner stitch. Oh, hang on. So 1 and 2, is that one there? I'm just going to join with a chain 1. So now I want to make sure that I'm going to be carrying the darker green as we go. So we're going to be working all of our, which I don't want to hold that, I want to hold that one. We're going to be working all of our stitches over the top of this darker green. So in the same stitch that you just joined into, working over the top of that medium green, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then insert your hook into the next stitch. Don't yarn over first, yarn over, pull up a loop. So you've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Just make sure I've got plenty of ends on that green. So that's your first stitch. So it's a bit like a single crochet 2 together. So for the next stitch, we're going to be working into the same stitch that we just finished in. So when you insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, all the time working on top of the green thread. In the next stitch, insert your hook, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And this is the stitch that we're going to do all the way across. You're not making any stitches with the green yarn, you're just carrying it. So we could do a few more stitches, then I'll show you what it looks like on the back. So into the same stitch you just finished, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Into the next stitch, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Okay, so if I turn over, you can see that the green thread is showing. It'll show better on rows coming up, but it just shows through those stitches, and so you get this kind of multicoloured looking stitch. Do a couple more stitches and show you again how it's done. So into the same stitch that you just finished working into, insert your hook, pull up a loop. Into the next stitch, insert your hook, pull up a loop, working on top of that carry thread, yarn over and pull through. And you're going to do that stitch all the way to the end, just carrying this darker green thread. So I'm going to finish this row and I'll come back and show you where we finish. Okay, I've got to the end of the row and your final stitch is going to be in the first corner stitch right at the end. So when you finish your last single crochet 2 together, in the same stitch you're then going to make a single crochet, and that's just to make sure our stitch count remains even. Okay, so once you've done that, I'm going to cut off the carried colour, the darker green, and I'm going to leave the light green attached. Okay, so then we turn. Oops. There we go. Okay, so you can see how the green shows through those stitches, and that's the effect that we want to carry for the rest of the row, rest of the panel. So row 2 is a nice simple row. I'm going to chain 1, single crochet in the first stitch, and then single crochet in each stitch across. So between every row where we're going to carry a colour, we're going to have a row of single crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this row, and I shall see you at the end. Okay, so I finished row 2 and I've turned. So this time we're going to be carrying this green, and I'm going to be making the stitches with this yellow. So the way we're going to be doing the colours for this panel is the colour that you did your single crochet row is the colour that you'll carry on the next row. Okay, so because we're carrying it, I'm actually going to cut off the green, because we can't easily join the yellow with the green still in there. So it gives us an extra end to weave in, but it just makes things a little bit easier. Oh, I should have changed colour in the last 2 stitches, but never mind. Right. So join the yellow, chain 1. Right, there we go. And that is why you change colour in the last 2 stitches. Right. And we're going to carry, oh, where's the end of that gone? There we go. I'm going to carry the light green. So, and then you make your stitches the exact same way, working over the top of the light green. So there's our first stitch. I'll just move my stitch marker up to there. So remember, you're always working over the top of your carried colour, and you start your next stitch in the same stitch as you finish the last one. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, into the next stitch, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through all 3 loops. Okay, single crochet 2 together. Start in the same stitch as you finished, pull up a loop, into the next stitch and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull all 3 loops. Okay, we'll start to get like a gradient of colours going up where they all interlock a little bit. And then we just carry on the same as we did. So this is a repeat of row 1, just with different colours. So this is quite a slow stitch. So I split this panel into 2. So we're going to do 9 rows of it this week, and we'll finish the other 9 rows next week. So this is row 3. Row 4 will be a row of single crochet in the yellow. Row 5 will carry the yellow, and we'll be changing colour for the main stitch. I'll put all my colours into the description of this video, but the whole pattern is a repeat of rows 1 and 2. We just change colours as we go. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this till row 9, and I shall come back in a second and you can see how it's all worked up and how it all looks. Okay, so I've reached the end of row 9, and row 9 is a row of the lilac and carrying the pink. And that's where we're going to stop for this week, because this is such a slow stitch. We're splitting this into 2. So I've cut off the pink, but I've kept the lilac attached. And we'll pick that up next week. So I'll see you then. Bye for now.